So I'm going to talk to you about leveraging this e-commerce opportunity, and I'm going to share 5 principles with you. And the 5 principles are really how to become a star in e-commerce. Okay, so I'm going to share with you how to become an e-commerce star. Now, to understand how to become a star in e-commerce, you need to understand what e-commerce does. E-commerce is a leveler of the playing field. You understand that? So e-commerce is what? Is a leveler of the playing field. So e-commerce allows a micro business to play on the same field as a small business, to play on the same field as a medium-sized business, and to play on the same field as a conglomerate. There's no other platform globally that has been created that levels the playing field like e-commerce. It even allows you to play on the same playing field as the manufacturer of a product. For example, you can play on the same playing field as iPhone. So iPhone would have the Apple Store on Amazon. But we know that iPhone on the Apple Store on Amazon is going to sell their iPhone product at what? Apple retail prices. But Apple has many specials. Are you with me? So you could be the beneficiary of an Apple special in which you get a $500 US phone that's been sold for $500 US, and you got it on some special through some method, and you got it for $250 US. And you can come on the same e-commerce platform and sell the same Apple phone that you got from Apple for $300. People do that all day long on Amazon. In fact, you can actually take a Samsung phone, and we're not at that stage right now, but we would eventually get there, and sell verified reused, and actually sell it and undercut the manufacturer. And you can do it with just 500 phones you're keeping in your bedroom. Are you seeing what I'm saying? So you can get your 500 phones, and you have already got your markup. So I'm making $100 on each phone. $100 times 500 is how much? That's 5,000 US. You are earning 4,000 Bayesian for the month, and you just get your supply of 500 phones, 500 phones a month. You're pushing it on e-commerce, and every month you do an auction, and you are selling them phones. And guess what? You don't have to be in front of a computer every day. I'm teaching you something. So that's the possibilities and the leveler that e-commerce platform brings to you. It's the only platform that does that. Okay, so once you understand the worth of the platform, what it can add to you, then you then have to mentally calibrate to the possibilities. Okay, so The 5 principles of being an e-commerce star. Okay, number 1, your mental bandwidth needs to match the opportunity. That's very important. Your mental bandwidth. In fact, if men and women who have, they're men and women who have the products, who have the opportunity, who will not actually execute. And the reason why they will not execute is because they lack mental bandwidth. So what do I mean by mental bandwidth? What am I talking about? Okay, number 1 is this. Now, we have, I think, 3 different Wi-Fi systems in the organization that I lead. And we noticed that we had a problem because we have one for guests, we have one for streaming, and we have one for the office. The one for guests, we soon discovered that young children as young as 9 were giving other people the Wi-Fi code. I was like, what? Give me the Wi-Fi code? I mean, it's now widely distributed. The Wi-Fi code is now widely distributed. I'm like, wow. And so it had impact. And then the exclusive Wi-Fi code that is dedicated for streaming also is being given out. So what then happens is this, even though technically speaking, listen to me, technically speaking, we have the bandwidth to stream our product. Operationally, when we go to stream, we have problems. Because guess what? There are other non-priority items reducing the bandwidth. I'm just sharing this with you. Okay? So, if you're going to succeed in this, this is very practical. We can talk all the technical stuff we're talking about. But if your mental bandwidth does not match the opportunity and match your ability, then your bandwidth will become the enemy of your ability. I need to say that again. If your mental bandwidth does not match the opportunity and your ability, your mental bandwidth will become the enemy of your ability and the opportunity, and you become an observer in this e-commerce revolution. You just observe other people get ahead. So that's number 1. You've got to, number 1, you have to clear your mind. Right now, it's not about big companies actually taking the market. Right now, there are no excuses because an opportunity has come that you can seize. Somebody's going to seize it. I can tell you, some guys from the time we start, in 6 months, they resign from job because they are going to use it and they're going to make their $4,000 a month and they're going to resign from work. And that's fine for them. So that's key. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is to be so that's the mental side. The other thing the mental side does, because your emotions are created by your thoughts, your mood is created by your focus. If you don't maintain the right bandwidth, you would lack the energy required to do what you need to do. Now, to get ready for this is going to require what? A level of emotional energy. The energy is going to be produced by your mindset. And if your mindset is not on where it should be, I'm telling you, nothing much is happening. So that's number one. Number two is you have got to, it is your responsibility to understand your market. But I guarantee you, your market will be on our site. It's our job to make sure we are going to make enough noise, enough PR, enough marketing that your buyers would be on the site. That's our responsibility. It is not our responsibility to understand your market. So you got to understand your market, and you got to understand that your market is changing and that your market does not stay static. No market stays static. Very important. If you want a lesson, if you were to have a conversation with the CEO and the founders of Blockbuster, they will tell you, markets do not stay static. They will tell you what I shared with you, that business success is not owned, it is only rented. And you have to pay the price every month. I'm glad to say every day. If you don't pay it every day, what happens? You could end up becoming a fossil like Blockbuster. They're a fossil. Now, they had a major business product, which was, we will put newly released movies within the range of every block in America. Wow. What an awesome plan. And they did that. And they were making $200 million profit a year. Easy. It was a franchise system. It was expanded. But markets do not stay the same. So your market is not going to stay the same. Markets do not stay the same. They're moving, like I said, like a pigeon. They're moving. So in fact, I mean, I was born in the UK and raised in Africa for 15 years of my life, and then went back to the UK. And so I know something about jungles and lions and snakes and tigers. So I know something that the number one reason why people who shoot lions, if people go and hunt for lions and hunt for animals, the number one reason why some of them die is because they make a fundamental mistake. They shoot at the animal. They don't understand that animals, like the predators, hear at a vibration level. So they hear you before they see you. So they hear the bullet coming at them. So as soon as they hear, they start running towards the bullet. So you never shoot at the animal, you shoot in the trajectory of the animal. Or the bullet will miss the animal, and then you and the animal, you will be you and the animal will then the animal will think you are the bullet. and then you have a problem. You see that? Same thing for business. Now, Blockbuster did not realize the Blockbuster had an opportunity. A small upstart company called Netflix had seen that the advent of cable and high-speed internet will create a possibility. And they sent a pitch deck, and they had a pitch meeting with the board of Blockbuster. And the board of Blockbuster said, these guys don't know what we're talking about. Internet is so slow, dial-up. They said, but it's changing. We want you to buy into our business, to become major stockholders in the business. And they said, don't see the opportunity. Netflix put them out of business. They went bankrupt, totally gone. Because, as I shared with you, you don't break principles. If you break principles, the principles break you. I'm just sharing that with you. So that's number two. So it's your responsibility to understand the market. Number three, it's your responsibility to create a buzz around your product. You need to create a buzz around your product. A buzz around your product. If you're going to be an e-commerce star, you need to know how to create a buzz around your product. How do you create a buzz around your product? You create a buzz around your product by having other people sample your product and do testimonials about your product. So you are responsible for creating a buzz around your product. On your e-store, you can put videos about your product. In fact, we're going to have our own e-commerce company on our e-commerce platform. And do you know what I've done? I think I now have 11 people or 12 people sampling the products, doing before and after. So that when we launch, we have pictures and videos as testimonials of the product. So you need to create a sampler group. You need to have testimonials. Don't say I have the most amazing pepper sauce. Well, there are 100 different pepper sauces. What's the difference about pepper sauce? What's the recommendation of your pepper sauce? Who is talking about your pepper sauce? I cannot create, we cannot create a buzz around your product. We can draw people to see your product, but you have to create buzz on your product. That is your responsibility, not our responsibility. You have to make me want to stop and draw attention to your product because of the reviews and the testimonials. So if you're going to function in e-commerce, you got to create testimonials. Testimonials are important. Now, if you have the testimonials, they will bring you at the level of, because the larger companies may not need that many testimonials because they have their brand. You understand that? They've built their brand. So the larger companies have built their brand. So Kraft does not need the testimonials. Heinz does not need a testimonial. But you called Springer ketchup, you need a testimonial. Springer mayonnaise, I tell you, Kraft, no testimonial. Springer mayonnaise, I recommend you get yourself a sampler group. I recommend they utilize, just get 5 people, and at least they come up and say, it's so amazing, this is good, and you have that. Okay, so that's number 3. That's number 3. Number 4, it is your responsibility to create an infrastructure that allows you to scale up. Because at e-commerce, you can scale up very quickly. So it's your responsibility to, now what we're going to do, we are going to form as many relationships as we can who are connected to Connect Caribe and Connect eShops to facilitate you upscaling. Okay? And definitely the government of Barbados has many capacity building organizations that we're going to be partnering with that are absolutely for your upskilling. And we're going to partner with them. We're going to connect you with them so that you can upscale quickly. So you need to plan for your upscaling, because here's the thing, e-commerce, you can go, you could be, okay, so you could have a sandals. So you do a really nice sandals. That's what you do. And say you practice these principles and you get a social media influencer to wear your sandals. And they say, wow, this is nice. I'm wearing my Springer sandals. And all of a sudden, they have 10,000 people on their platform. The cost of your Springer sandals is 40 Bajan. And all of a sudden, in one post, you get 300 orders. That's the difference. Now, brick and mortar does not do that. E-commerce has the ability to scale up the fastest than any other system we have today. Apart from bulk orders from major buyers, e-commerce, you can just, it can just go up like this. Just understanding it. Okay? Source number 4. And then the 5th thing, which is very, very important, is that you need to partner with a banking institution or financial institution that can support you in the process. Now, we recommend Surgical Bank. We do. I mean, we're using Surgical Bank. You may want to start, and you may not have 2 months time to set up your bank account. Are you understanding me? So we actually have Surgical Bank. We actually believe in terms of the online onboarding that is very, very effective. It goes along with what we're doing. So whilst we for all banks, we actually recommend that if you want fast onboarding, you actually have Surgical Bank. It's why we are partnering with them. Okay? And our Connect Caribe bank account is at Surgical. And there's a reason why we chose Surgical. Okay? Speed. That's the word. Okay? Speed. So, very, very important. You also need to partner with organizations. Now, there are things that we're working on, and that once they are done, we will let you know. In the area of agriculture, we're working with a national development financial institution that has a financial instrument that for agriculture, if a farmer has an offtake agreement that is greater than their current capacity, that they can provide a short-term bridge loan to facilitate that. So that's something that we're working on. They actually said that they're ready to work with us on this and make that available to the farmers on Connect Agriculture. So wherever we can, we will do this, but you need to have a financial partner that you can work with, because you may need to upskill very quickly. Okay? And so you need to prepare for that. Okay, and you do those 5 things. These are 5 basic principles, and you apply them. You will set yourself to really do well on the e-commerce platform. And we are for that. As you can tell, we're not only going to create the infrastructure, we're going to inspire you. I'm going to go across the Caribbean and talk to people about e-commerce. I mean, just like I have. Okay, I'm actually dedicated to do that. I'm going to talk to them about how to build their business. I'm a business coach. I'm going to talk to them about it and how to develop it, how to scale up, and what's required, and how to utilize the infrastructure that we have created. Okay, thank you.